Here we are with another episode of V&J Reviews. It is always good to have you here with us today for this one. This is Vin.
And this is Joe.
On this episode, we are tackling the surprise ending of episode 130. We're going to tell you everything we think about it. The good, the bad, and the ugly. So right off the bat, obviously this is a surprise ending for everyone. Anyone who basically says, no, it's not, I knew this was going to happen, they're pretty much lying. And there's a number of reasons why that's the case, and we're going to talk about that. However, I would like to say right away, I'm glad that they took a direction that was a surprise, because it's about time that they surprise us. I mean, it unfortunately with a lot of the spoilers and stuff that becomes really hard, but even with the spoilers, there's ways to leak things out and leak false information and do other things. I mean, there's always going to be insiders who are going to try and get the real thing out, but we need to be surprised every now and again, and this really was a big surprise. I know a lot of people were expecting a lot of different types of things to happen towards the end of this episode, and it really went a very different direction, which was good. I'm glad about that. I'm glad the writers decided to do that and sort of spin things up with us. So right off the bat, I do want to say that without analyzing the ending yet, that overall, I'm pretty happy that they went with the surprise ending direction, at least for this episode.
Me as well. I mean, I was so happy to actually see Frieza and 17 come out of nowhere. Like, I was actually not expecting to see that at all. And it's been like, I think almost one of the first times in the whole tournament where I'm like, I was not actually genuinely expecting to see this. Like Vin said, the Tournament of Power has sort of been predictable. We've been predicting it a lot, and we've been doing actually a really good job getting close to a lot of things here that's been happening. But I didn't see this coming, and I loved it. I mean, I need more of this when it comes to Super. The spoilers do ruin things a lot of times, and I hate that I have to look at them sometimes, but man, this was a sweet little detail that they put in. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, because I totally loved it. It's just like, this is where I want to go when I watch Dragon Ball Super, because that's what it was like for me for Dragon Ball Z. I really didn't know anything that was going to be coming up. When I saw like new things like Trunks and other stuff, I was so excited, because it was like, this is new, this is different, I want to see what happens next. With Super, it's like, I sort of know what is going to happen, I know what's going to go next, but this makes me believe that Super can do more.
Yeah, and with that said, living in the days of the internet and information everywhere and spoilers, it's tough to get back to those good old days of not actually knowing what was going to be coming up in the next episode, but there's no way to go back to that. However, let's take a deeper look at this ending here and sort of explain things out and why some things maybe aren't exactly what they seem. So first off, we have Goku fighting Jiren, and basically we had the back and forth. Now, we're not going to analyze the fight in this episode. Check out a future episode of ours where we're going to look at the actual fight between Jiren and Goku. But needless to say, Jiren was down on the ground. Goku's going to basically take him out. And then his Ultra Instinct just starts haywire, goes crazy. And
first surprise. That's actually, I think, where it started, the surprises.
Now, the surprise started actually when Goku sort of made that face like he was hit in the back almost. And every single person thought the same exact thing, and we are going to tell you, everybody thought that Frieza had hit Goku in the back.
It's exactly what I thought. I was like, what the heck just happened? Actually, the very first thing I also thought was, this looks like Fist of the North Star with the blood coming out and everything. I was like, this was amazing.
Blood
I was like, where's Frieza? I was like,
and no doubt, everybody thought that was the case. Almost everybody. I mean, and I'm thinking in my mind, wait a second, the spoiler didn't say he hit Goku. The spoiler said he hit Jiren, but that was for next episode, but it's happening this episode, but it was Goku. And all this is going on in my mind in a mere second. And everyone, most likely you guys as well. Now, very quickly we realize this is not the case. There's something up with his Ultra Instinct, which makes a lot of sense too, because although he now is in the mastered form, form of it. It's not like he's been using this thing for a long time. And this kind of stuff happens when you enter new forms. So I don't necessarily think it's a weakness of Ultra Instinct. I think it's more a weakness of Goku hasn't trained in it. He hasn't acclimated to it. It's not something that he's really become a part of him. So that needs to happen, but you can't happen in such a short amount of time. So it does make sense that this is going to run out. Now, we're all thinking, oh, it's Frieza, and then all of a sudden, it's not Frieza, and you're like, okay, so it's not Frieza, Ultra Instinct's just going dead, and now we're like, oh no, Goku's down, and then, within a few seconds later, there's Frieza.
Frieza just saves him. I mean, the spoilers, we all thought that he was going to go out because of the spoilers making us think that.
And then there was some people who were saying that he was going to use his instant transmission, so that was an idea, and we agree, that was possible. It didn't say he was eliminated, so that is true. It just said he fell, but it made it seem like that, so we were good with that. But then, you think Frieza just attacked him, but then Frieza didn't attack him. His Ultra Instinct went haywire. He's down. He's going to be eliminated. Then Frieza hits him, and there's Frieza, saves Goku, and you're like, heck yeah, Frieza, you just went ahead and saved Goku now.
It's just funny. It went from two different extremes to me thinking Frieza was going to attack, and then Frieza actually saves him. It's just like, wow, they actually did a really good job of pulling this off. I don't know if that's what they were going for, but that's what I think happened to me. It happened to Vin. I'm pretty sure it happened to a lot of you guys.
And so now he's saved. Basically, he's okay, but it's Frieza, and you're thinking like, okay, although it's Frieza here, Frieza's not gonna do much, all right?
So Goku's in golden form.
He is in golden form, which is good, although against a guy like Jiren, not gonna be much. But Jiren is completely depleted at this point. We'll talk about that in a second. But then the biggest surprise of all, and now this one is a little bit more convoluted than maybe most people are presenting it, but we will present it in all sides for you. 17 is still around. 17 is still here.
It is. It's nice because I truly love 17, so I'm actually happy he's there, even though that it's a little convoluted on how this actually happened, but I'm happy to see him.
Now, 17 being around is great because 17's character has been built up amazingly during the tournament, probably better than almost anyone's character. However, it's not as like, oh my goodness, he's there, how amazing, they really got one over on us. If you think about it, they didn't really get one over on us. They actually did something, either it was really bad writing or the Grand Priest isn't everything that we think he is. And this is why. Because 17, we know, he essentially did a self-destruct technique against Jiren. When he did the self-destruct technique, it looked like and everybody thought that he had essentially destroyed himself. Now, that alone isn't enough to fool us.
Correct. I mean, actually, I was actually wondering if he did self-destruct at first until we were told by the Grand Priest.
Everyone and their mom could have said, Krillin could have said, oh no, he's gone. And then 18 could have been like, oh, how could you do this, 17? And then even Piccolo could have been like, oh, he had to give himself up. Everyone could have said that. I would still not have believed it, except the Grand Priest.
Yep.
The Grand Priest, if you remember, if you go back, he had to make a ruling that Jiren could stay in the Tournament of Power because he basically said, I'm not sure what the exact words, we'll put the exact words up for you here on the image, but just going from my memory, he had to basically say Jiren's not going to be eliminated here because Jiren didn't actually destroy him, he destroyed himself. Basically 17 self-destructed himself.
And I believe he said he was out,
and
I think, too.
He might have said that, I don't remember that, but he did basically say that 17 self-destructed himself, and so Jiren won't be eliminated due to his death, essentially. Which, once the Grand Priest said that, it now confirmed to me that 17 is gone. This is not a hiding game. Grand Priest said it. And Grand Priest is like one of the top 5 that we know about right now of all power in Dragon Ball, at least as of right now, and anything can change later on, but he is in the top 5 at least for what we know as of now. Now, when the Grand Priest says that, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, his ruling is law to me. Like, if he says something, that means it's true, 100%.
It's even above Whis. I mean, for me, it's even above Zeno, because Zeno's a child. Like, if you're going to trust anyone's word, it's got to be the Grand Priest. So, now that 17 is back in, this means a couple of things. Actually, it only means 4 things. You ready? The Grand Priest deceived people. The Grand Priest lied. The Grand Priest is not as powerful as you think he is, not just strength-wise, but I mean powerful in sensing and knowing.
Perception.
His perception is not as powerful as many people would think it is, or bad writing. It's one of those 4 options. Now, this surprise of 17 wouldn't have been a surprise for us if the Grand Priest didn't say that, because basically I could have been comfortable knowing 17 was really gone only for the Grand Priest statement. I had to take him at his word, but now I guess I know that writing can either be so bad or a character is not everything you think they are, and so you can't really trust them, and so these sorts of things can happen.
Now, this is actually the second time the Grand Priest messed up on thinking somebody died. Obviously, he thinks that Goku died from his spirit bomb the first time, but that was only for like a second that actually happened. So I can maybe understand, like, so much stuff happened, they weren't really sure, and then Goku comes back, and then they're like, okay, he's actually still alive. The whole thing with Vin saying he either lied or was deceiving people makes me think, if that is the direction that he is going, that means he sort of wants Universe 7 to win. He's sort of going on their side, because the lie and deceit, the only people that really helps is Universe 7. So I don't know if they're going that direction, if it is a lie or he's deceiving people, or if it is that he's just not as strong. But I think we are both more confirming that we think it's bad writing.
If we had to pick a number one reason why this happened, it's bad writing. They should never have written in the Grand Priest saying this. The Grand Priest should either kept his mouth shut and people could have just complained about it until the end or whatever, but he shouldn't have said anything. It's probably bad writing. And if it isn't bad writing and they meant to do that, then the Grand Priest is not as powerful as far as perception as people think he is. He cannot perceive certain things, and he thought he was eliminated, just like everyone else thought he was eliminated, just because he's not as powerful as many would say.
And I'm pretty sure, I guarantee you, all reviewers, even us or others, would have said something about it. And
we would have definitely said something.
We wouldn't have
100%.
been as surprised. I mean, this was the only way to make us surprised. So in a way, I'm actually happy, because I actually like having surprises that nobody knows about and I don't even know about.
But it's also got to be good writing, too, because it's got to be a surprise that we could technically pick up on, but we didn't. This one we couldn't have picked up on because you actually made the Grand Priest tell us that. So now what are we left with? We're left with Goku pretty much down to no power again, with about, less than a minute left, 30 seconds or so?
There's plenty of time for Goku to come back.
Yeah, plenty of time. If there's anything we know, it's that Goku can be left with no energy with 30 seconds remaining and completely power back up again.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to go into blue.
If there's anything we've learned yet, that is one thing we've learned. So Goku's left with no energy without 30 seconds left. Now Jiren's there, and you have Frieza and 17. And the rational response should be, what in the world can Golden Frieza and 17 do against Jiren? Here's the thing, though. Jiren is supposedly very depleted right now.
I mean, but they all are very depleted at this time. They have to be.
I know, but they're going to, storyline has to fit here. They're going to play.
17 does have unlimited energy. Everybody always talks about the unlimited energy.
He's going to be as powerful as he's always been.
Yeah,
but
so 17's the key.
For the storyline, I think they're going to talk up Jiren is depleted. Like basically Golden Frieza and 17 are probably going to be able to do something against him a little bit because of how depleted he is in his energy.
But if you see the previews a little bit in the next episode, he actually goes out of Golden Frieza form. Like, you actually see him as regular Frieza.
Yeah, I would think that should happen at some point.
Yeah.
And again, these reviews that we're doing, even this one, is pre-spoilers. We're not looking at spoilers, so we don't know. There could be something that could show up on Wednesday or Tuesday or whatever and throw this out of the water. But my expectation would be that they would, basically Jiren should just one-shot both of them off the platform right now, but maybe he won't be capable of doing that because of the state that he's in at this point.
Yeah, that's why I'm predicting, at least.
And so they're going to try and basically hold him off for about 30 seconds. So it's 3 against 1 right now. Goku laying on the ground, much weaker than Jiren, Frieza, and 17. At least they should be. But completely stamina and energy depleted. Jiren against them. 3 against 1, 30 seconds left. What's going to happen? That's basically what we're looking at right now.
That's going to be really the next episode. And if I had to predict the way the next episode is going to work, is the first half before the interlude, they're just going to do the fight, and then the second half is going to try to end everything.
And basically, I hope 17 wins and he takes that cruise.
Oh, God, please don't let it be that wish.
If he takes the cruise, that would be what I would call a miraculous ending.
That
would be the definition of a miraculous ending. If he takes a cruise, he cruises away, right? All the universes are gone.
That would explain the surprise faces of the gods at the end there, that they showed.
Could you imagine if there is no redemption for any of the universes, there's no redemption for any of that stuff, the tournament ends, Universe 7's left, we're never going to hear from any of these other universes again, 17 takes the victory, and he has a cruise. That would that not be insane?
It would be an insane ending. I don't think any of us would expect that. That would be the most unexpected ending, I think, of all.
That would be. Now, if you stuck with us up until this point, the one last thing that we need to talk about is this. Actually, you know what? We'll leave this till another episode. We're gonna leave this to another episode. We're gonna come out with an episode where we're gonna talk about the next episode, and there's something really important we need to share with you about that. All right. So check out that episode coming up soon in the week. We'll tell you what that thing is. If you stuck with us this far, you're part of the few maybe that waited the 14 minutes to hear it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I mean, this is our analysis of the ending of this last episode, which was a good one overall.
Oh, yeah. This was a great episode. One of my top so far for Dragon Ball Super.
As always, we ask you guys to please subscribe if you have not up until this point. And if you would like, go ahead and turn on those notifications. We've been telling you we're going to start doing some of our chart stuff with a lot of people want to see. And I get it. You know, there's a lot of people that I watch, not just Dragon Ball, but other people. And there's certain things that they do that I really like. And if they don't do those episodes, like I tend not to watch their stuff. But then when they do the one thing I like, I watch it. So we know that there's probably a lot of people out there who really want to see the chart stuff. We're going to be dropping them. And you're probably going to actually end up seeing a lot of chart stuff all in a row. So you definitely want to be in for that and some other things as well. So we hope you guys enjoyed this one. Go ahead and put a thumbs up on this, on the analysis of the ending here. And go ahead and leave your thoughts as well below. As we always say, we read through all of them. We see every single one. We're a channel that will scroll through many, many times during a day and read them, even if we don't respond. So we love having you guys aboard with us and leaving those comments. We hope you enjoyed this one. This is Vin.
And this is Joe.
Until next time.